The Majestic Mike. Man, The Majestic Mike is a podcast that talks and covers everyday life situations and issues with a comical yet spiritual point of view. This type of podcast is to enlighten, educate, and entertain listeners from all walks and all areas. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Are you ready to get it poppin'? Hello, I hope all is well, I hope all is right. Hold on, please take off your shoes at the Majestic Mike. Any problems that you have, please leave them here. I need you all to be focused and seeing clear. We got some topics for the soul, so please have no fear. Come a little closer, up ambassador, got something for you to hear. Chicken tea, are you sounding clear? J. Rick and Glenn, are you ready to get it poppin'? It's Majestic Mike. It's the Majestic Mike.
All right. How everybody doing today? Got your boy Gary Steele, G-Rep the Ambassador. Got I don't know who he gonna be today. Who he is today?
Oh boy! Happy holidays, everybody! Today we're just gonna be tricky T today.
Oh, okay, good deal. And we got our boy from Dallas, Texas, in the house. Dallas, Texas. Let them know what's up with it.
You already know, Jay Riggs, for sure. Let's make it happen.
All right. How was your weekend, Jay Riggs? What's going on over in Dallas?
All is well, man. All is well. It's been tough on one end, Doc, at the same time. All is well, it's been tough, Doc, because, you know, my main thing with this virus, man, I done lost 2 family members with this virus, man. So my big thing, man, if you got any type of underlying conditions, Doc, man, don't take this thing lightly, man. Any type of underlying health condition, I want to just advise everybody, man, to take this thing serious.
Yeah. Who you lost? You lost 2 cousins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was just recently, right?
Yeah, one age 40, man, and the other one was like 46.
Yeah. Dang, boy, sorry to hear that, man. But, just got to keep it moving, man. Yeah, definitely sorry to hear about that. You just got back, didn't you? Earlier this week?
Yeah,
How the wife doing?
Yeah, the wife's doing good, man. We holding it down.
Speaking of wives, we're going to be talking about it. I think that on today's podcast, man, we're going to talk about a familiar topic, man. I'm pretty sure this topic that we talk about today, at some point in time, everybody done been a victim of it, or everybody done it to somebody. Today we're going to be talking about cheating and infidelity. Yeah, what you think about that? Cheating and infidelity, Jermaine, or UT?
Man, I think it's a hot topic, man, and it's been going on for a long time. It's going to be going on for a long time after we here, so let's get it popping.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, first of all, we're going to start off. I got a couple of definitions we're going to break down. I'll start off with what is the definition of cheating or infidelity in a relationship? Definition of cheating is the act of being sexually unfaithful. Then you got unfaithfulness. What is unfaithfulness? Unfaithful is not faithful, false to duty, obligation, or promise. Faithless, disloyal, not sexually faithful to spouse or lover. And on top of that, we going to throw in infidelity, which infidelity, synonyms for infidelity include cheating, strain, adultery, that's when married, being unfaithful, or having an affair. It is a violation of a couple's assumed or stated contract regarding emotional and or sexual exclusivity. This violation results in feeling of anger, jealousy, sexual jealousy, and rivalry. Well, I know a lot about that anger, bro. Joker be mad, boy, and that thing come walking down his doorway.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. But I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Jay Riggs and G-Rep the Ambassador. Can you cheat without actually having sex with someone? What y'all think about that?
Well, it's not really a tough one, but I think that based really on the individual, like when we looked at when I read out the definition of infidelity. All right, there's kind of like a contract between the spouse or the partners in the relationship, and they make they kind of. You got to communicate with your spouse. You got to communicate with your partner. And I think y'all have to determine that as far as your relationship is concerned for yourself. I mean, but I got some things written down that would be considered cheating. First and foremost, we know sleeping with someone else. Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right. What about kissing someone else?
I think that could be a form of cheating.
What about you, J. Riggs?
Yeah, I mean, the shoot. In order to get that far, it's gonna have to be some, conversation pieces and all that stuff before we get that far. So I think that, it's deep, man.
So would you say you already built up kind of like an emotional bond if you got to the point to where you kissing somebody else?
Yep, I think that emotional bond gonna be the first. Gonna be what started out first, and from then on, one thing gonna lead to another if you let it linger.
Yeah. Okay. Got another one. What about going out to dinner or buying gifts for someone that's not your partner? Think that's considered cheating?
I don't know, Jay. I don't know if that's considered cheating. It's definitely wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. But.
I mean, I think that if y'all in a relationship like that, I mean, just because you bought somebody something that I wouldn't label that as cheating.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward that side.
That's just looking at it on the surface.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning to that side too. I don't. Well. Wait a minute. Did you communicate that you going out to dinner?
No.
With your spouse or with your partner? Did you communicate that you're going out to dinner with the opposite sex with your spouse? If it's innocent and there's nothing going on, then you don't have nothing to hide. You can tell your spouse that, hey, me and such going out to dinner. As a matter of fact, your spouse can come with you. What do you think about that?
If your spouse come with you, G, it ain't gonna be no fun then.
Ain't gonna be no fun. Well, you might well throw it ain't no season then.
So we already know what's on your mind.
Well, I think that's been established. Then, if that's the case, if you can bring your mate along, then that ain't cheating.
Yeah, but
unless it's an undercover relationship going on, unless it's something like that.
But outside of your mate going along, there's something suspicious going on. Now I can see if it's a business dinner, you know it's a client or something like that. But outside of any of those scenarios, man, I think it might do qualify as cheating. Grabbing or touching inappropriate areas.
Yeah, that's a no right there.
Yeah, you don't cross the line. You're getting physical.
Yeah.
What about what you think about texting?
Rubbing on that little onion booty, or y'all need to stop playing. Y'all niggas cheating.
Yeah, because you certainly can't do that in front of your partner. Walk up and grab somebody.
You sure can't do that in front of your partner. Absolutely not.
Or your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you want to call it. No, you can't walk up and your friend come over and you grabbing her all over and on her breast in an inappropriate area. So, yeah, I guess that could be considered cheating. I guess. What about texting?
I don't know about that one, G. I mean, it could be considered a form of cheating, texting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be considered.
I guess your motive behind it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Dan, what about having the opposite sex as a best friend? Do you think it's possible for a married man, a married woman to have the opposite sex as a best friend?
Oh, no. Come on, man. You can't do that, man.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, I'm going to tell you why. When your wife make you mad, you're going to fall into her arms.
Well, you got to. Well, what's wrong with falling in her arms?
Oh, that's cheating.
Lay your head on my pillow.
Man, that ain't gonna work right there, man. Having a woman as your best friend and your man, that ain't gonna work.
Well, I tell you from a man point of view, and some men might disagree. I'm a lot mature now. Back in the day, trying to have a female as a friend, in the back of my mind, I always thought about the ideal of, hey, us getting together on a sexual level. So I really don't. My personal opinion, I really don't think that the opposite sex should be friends like that, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody. But who am I?
What if it's just?
We can't have no female friends. Then if you're married and in a relationship as a male, you can't have no female friends.
Man, you know what? I guess maybe that depends on your spouse. How does she feel about it? Is she okay with it? I tell you what, would you be okay with your wife having a male friend?
I can tell you right now, G, absolutely no. I'm speaking of every man, me, you, and Jermaine. No, sir, Jermaine. We ain't going there, bro.
Jermaine, what about you, man? It'd be all right for your wife to have a male friend?
And she ain't finna pick this phone up and call this joker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
Yeah.
Jermaine, I got a question for you and Gary. I've been thinking about this and mulling over this for the last 5 minutes. Is this considered cheating? What if you, like I say, you got that friend and you take your wife out and, y'all meet at a restaurant and what if y'all go back and have a threesome? Is that considered cheating?
Oh, man. They gonna trick and see y'all. They gonna trick and see. He's showing y'all why he's trick and see.
I'm just asking you, man, is that considered cheating? Because your wife is there and she is participating.
Well, that's the other thing about it, man. I think if everybody on the same page, I wouldn't label that as cheating. If everybody on the same page and everybody say, okay, let's do this, I think it's cool. I think, hey, the marriage is honorable in the bed of the vows. Let's go to work.
Oh, okay. So if Vera come to you and say, well, Jermaine, I want to bring somebody else to the bedroom.
Everybody got to be on the same page. Everybody got to be. I ain't gonna be on the same page.
Man, maybe in my younger years, but...
You know what? That's something to think about, too. Why the man will be quick to be like, bring in a woman, but when the woman talks about she want to bring in the man shoot that down real quick.
Yeah, because, man, I deal the other joker being in there, and he could be a little more bigger than you. He could make her feel the way you don't make her feel. She makes certain noises with him she don't make with you. You know, all that stuff run through a man's head.
Same thing for a female. When you take a female have those same type of thoughts, that man, she can ride better than your lady. She can go down better. You know what I mean? I mean, same thing. They about think the same thing, and then they think, no, you running off with her and your wife mad.
Well, Jermaine, I tell you what though, if that situation would have happened to me back in the day, I would have promised my old lady that I would only put half.
What? I missed that.
I make a promise I only put half of it in.
You showed out, man. You showed out. You gonna look at your wife?
Hey, man. Oh boy! I mean, I got to get some to say if that's cheating or not. I really don't know about that situation. I'm like Jermaine, if it's consensual between all the parties, especially between the two that's in the relationship, I guess it's not considered cheating, because normally if you cheating, you are having a outer marital affair or outer relationship affair behind the back of the person that you're in a relationship with. Right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right, G. But there's a lot of people would disagree with what we just said.
Yeah, well, what make you say that?
Because when you married, and I'm just talking about married people right now. When you married, that's a bond between you, your wife, and the Lord.
Right,
and
right.
It's not you, your wife, the Lord, and another woman.
Right. Well, if that in a marital type situation, that would be considered, no matter what, whether it's consensual or not, it still would fall in the category of adultery.
Yeah.
So, well, shoot. With that being said, I guess the answer to that question is, I guess it is. Well, is adultery? Well, adultery is a form of cheating, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess if that's the case, it will still fall up under the act of, I guess you can call it consensual cheating.
Yeah.
What you think, Jermaine? Consensual cheating?
Consensual cheating. He be coming up with some stuff, He be coming up with some terms. I guess that's how we got all these words anyway, dog.
I know, right?
That ain't no example, man.
Now, I guess that this is gonna be the latest saying now. Somebody, old lady, get mad at him. You know how when your old lady get mad at you and be like, "I don't care, go out there and find you somebody." Then they go out there and do find somebody. How could you do that to me? Say, well, you told me I could. You gave me your consent, so I just did some consensual cheating.
Oh wow, wow!
Hey,
what an escape goal.
That ain't gonna fly right there, Jermaine.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly about that.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly right there.
Wait a minute, man. Your old lady, you ain't never been in a relationship. I've been in some where they be like, hey, I don't care what you do. You want to go out there and get somebody else, you go out there and do it. You go out there and do it. Hey, they gave you, is you in the wrong? Well, yeah, I guess you're still in the wrong. I'm not gonna try to make that right. Nah, it's wrong. It's wrong. Well, what are some of the reasons that would encourage a person to be unfaithful in their relationship?
Well, I tell you what, maybe not being satisfied in the bedroom may be a big one, or
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the percentage is or the statistics is about that, but yeah, I do agree that could be possibly be one of the reasons, just dissatisfaction in the bedroom. But what could cause that dissatisfaction? The guys not big, sizable
so
enough.
You stepping out because she ain't pleasing you at the house. At the house ain't straight.
Sometimes, Jermaine, the house could be straight and you just a dog and you want to go out and get some more.
Yeah. Well, I know one of the main reasons that if I had to state one of the main reasons, I'd be lack of integrity. And matter of fact, the definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. So it takes, being moral, not only being faithful when you are when you're being seen, but being faithful when you're not being seen, and that's integrity. So, man, I think number one key point is lack of integrity. What about falling out of love?
I don't believe that one.
You don't believe in falling out of love?
People have been married 30 years. I just think, man, it's where it goes with a lot of selfishness.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, that's another big one too, selfishness, because now you got one of the parties in the relationship, all they focus on is thinking about themselves and their own selfish needs, not having no concern about what the other party in the relationship is going to think, So what's some of the reasons?
I don't know, because if you look at that, it depends on how you're looking at that. So you don't believe that relationships can grow apart?
That's what they say, Jermaine, but I don't know about that, Jermaine, especially if you've been married 30 years, man. How do you fall? You Jermaine, if you've been married that long to your spouse, you know everything about them.
Let me tell you, the reason that relationships do happen like that, and you do hear that we just grew our separate ways or grew apart, is because they was lacking communication in the relationship. It got to a point in the relationship that communication ceased. And because that communication ceased, y'all pretty much grew apart because she about had somebody on her mind that she was talking to, and he had somebody on, his mind that he was talking to. And therefore, y'all just grew apart.
Well, if that's the case there, like you just said, if he had somebody he was talking to, she had somebody that she was talking to, then that situation came about because another individual came in the situation.
Yeah, right, G. That's right.
Yeah, so now you focusing your attention on this other individual. Right. But what if communication is there and you still focusing on?
I don't think it's no way of growing apart or falling out of love in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But in a situation, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying as far as those type of relationships that is said.
Right.
That's said because of infidelity or something was already going on.
Well,
not
yeah.
necessarily, Jermaine. Not necessarily. You know what I mean? It could just be like Gary said, it could be just a lack of communication, man. You know what I mean? I think couples just need to sit down, man, and we need to keep God first, and we just need to sit down and we need to discuss where our problems at and address those problems. If a lot of couples do that, Jermaine, and like I said, keep God first, man, there wouldn't be that many issues like that, man. Not nothing that you gonna have a divorce or break up on.
Hey, you talking about you talking about you add something else to it now, because now you're talking about they got to be on the same page when it comes to their religious beliefs.
Yeah. Jermaine, I believe not being unequally yoked. You know what I mean?
Well, you do have you do have a lot of people. See, I don't know, because I've never been in that particular particular situation where I could say I fell out of love with somebody. I mean, not actually like being in the relationship, but maybe after we done broke up, and then as time went by, I didn't have the same love that I once had. But it has to be something going on that's creating a situation to where the individual is thinking or feeling like they're falling out of love. So I wonder what type of situations go on in a relationship that make a person fall out of love. I don't think you just wake up one morning and you just fall out of love.
You start taking each other for granted.
Well,
You start taking each other for granted. I think that's why a lot of men and females, and you can do it unconsciously.
Well,
but you got to understand, something got your mind.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because something had to come in or something had to take place to cause your thinking or your thought process to change. Me personally, I don't know. We'll have to, talk to somebody who has had that feeling of falling out of love. So if you listen to the show and you had that feeling of falling out of love, hit us up at our website, majesticmike1@gmail.com. Hit us up and let us know. But I personally have never. Have you ever? Well, shoot, Jermaine, how long you been married? About what, 20-something years? How long you been married?
Yeah, man. What? 24, 5, somewhere up in there.
25 years?
Get it right, Jermaine. Get it right.
Yeah, I know,
right there, man.
25 years. So have you ever felt like you were falling out of love with your wife within those 25 years?
I could say no. Well, in a relationship, I mean, come on, the zeal that you had in the beginning is not the same 20 years later.
Right.
Some people might say yes, it is. I mean, talk to me what you doing to keep that there. But the love gonna be there, no doubt. Y'all love each other. We love each other. But that's what I'm saying. Things like that change. But yeah, in order to keep that relationship going, my big thing when it comes to relationships and to keeping it to be faithful is to keep upgrading your marriage just like you upgrade your computer. I think we all got to upgrade our marriage. We all got to sit our spouse down and talk to them and say, okay, baby, it's been a while. Where you at? Where you at mentally? Where you at spiritually? What's been on your mind lately? I think those are key questions that we must ask in a relationship in order to keep everything.
Right. Well, that falls up on the communication. So, and then too, let me tell you something else. You hear people say, well, the relationship is getting dull, the relationship is getting boring. But, for an individual to say that, my question to that individual would be, well, okay, if you saying your spouse is boring, or you saying the relationship is boring, or the relationship is getting stale, or it's getting old, as the individual, what are you doing to spice it up? What are you doing to bring life back to the relationship? Are you doing some new things? Are you maybe, for a woman putting on some sexual lingerie, or for a man sending your wife some flowers? Or what are you doing to add that extra spice of life to your marriage or relationship?
Yeah. I'm with you on that one, G. You got to question yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because, we all can play a part and we can all do better. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like it's getting stale or getting old, then hey, start reading some magazines or something. Just find some creative ideas to bring some newness back to the relationship. Take a trip, get away. I don't know, because it's gonna be different for each individual. That's where you have to love. That's where you have to learn your spouse or your partner that you are in a relationship with. You have to learn that individual and then find out the things that please them and the things that you can do to keep the flame going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I would say hands down. Because definitely taking a trip sometimes is some of the best medicine that a relationship can get, because y'all just need to get away and do to yourself. Because when kids get involved and all that type of stuff, man, things change.
Yeah, it does, boy. Especially when you start having them kids, man. Well, they just, as far as the wife is concerned, most of her attention is geared toward the kids, and sometimes the man will feel, left out a little bit. But, you have to be mature enough to realize that, hey, she got to, take care, provide for the kids, but wives don't overdo it. Mothers don't overdo it. You got to learn how to create that balance there so nobody feels neglected.
Best thing the wives do is keep them kids out that bed.
Sleep again.
Man, get in that bed, man. You be hot and ready, and the kid get in the bed and get right next to mom. mama. You can't do nothing that
I
night.
know,
Just
boy.
go to bed, man.
I tell you what.
Take you all out of the mood. You thought you was going to get you some, and just took you right out of the mood.
I tell you what, but one thing about them kids, boy, they seem to have a sixth sense, man. When the father is horny, man, boy,
I remember one night.
Coming here today.
Jermaine, I remember one night. I didn't know one of my kids had gotten to bed. Man, I had came out the bathroom fresh to shower. Man, I messed around and got into bed. Ain't had no clothes. Jermaine, I said, what the hell? I jumped back out of bed, went in the bathroom. Jermaine, look at this.
You
Man.
said we have a problem.
Jermaine, I was mad as hell too, boy. You hear me, bro? I was ready too, boy.
Got 6 legs in the leg.
Yeah, man, I'm like, what the? Oh, boy, I tell you what, Jermaine, boy.
yeah, well,
that was a spoiler right there. That was a spoiler.
Man.
And then, that brings along another thing when it comes down to cheating and things too, man. Like you say, communication and things of that nature. But both spouses, as we mature and all grow up, we take on more responsibility. And sometimes the responsibility can take you out of the house. Or if you driving a truck, or whatever her career is, your careers could take you on a different path. She getting back to the house, she's tired, she's trying to get the kids and get the food ready and all that type of stuff weigh in on relationships.
well, with that being said, that's why in a relationship you both gotta work together on that tip, because if the wife is working and the husband is working, well, husband, man, you're gonna have to come home and maybe a night or two, if you don't buy dinner out, you may have to cook a meal. You may have to help the wife cook a meal or help her clean up, especially if she's working too as well as you. Both of y'all are breadwinners. You're going to have to help out with the house duties too as well. You're going to have to help out with the cleaning and helping her out with the kids, because now in my marriage that I'm in now, earlier in that marriage, I had an image of just, hey, I'm the breadwinner, and basically that's all I'm supposed to do. So, when I used to be out there because I drive trucks, and those early years of my marriage, I used to be gone a lot, for like a few weeks at a time. But I felt like, shoot, as long as I was bringing home the money, that was all I need to do. And I used to remember my wife used to always be like, I feel like I'm raising these kids by myself. What's the point of me being married if I'm having to do it by myself? But in my mindset, I was like, shoot, you ain't doing them by yourself. Try pay out all these bills, you know what I'm saying, by yourself. But I just had the concept that long as I was bringing home the bacon, long as I was bringing home the finances and kept the bills paid, that's all I should have been doing. But as time went by, I realized that it's a lot more than that. And then I had to create an equal balance. I couldn't be gone so long. I had to start coming home and interacting with these kids because, man, that's a full-time job too, being home with the kids. And then, of course, we know that a lot of kids, they gon' kind of run over mom a little more than they would do dad. When dad home, is a different atmosphere in that house. So that could be an area where you can help too. You got to be home more. You got to get along. Y'all got to get along. Got to learn how to get along with each other. No sense of being married and y'all going to be in the house at each other's throats. You just got to find common areas where y'all can just get along.
Yeah. I think early in my first marriage, Gary, I was the same way. I just thought, man, you make the money, you pay the bills, and you know what I mean? But it's more to the marriage than just that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right.
And I would say that all of that opens up that door for that little cheating spirit to just come on in.
Yeah. Then you ain't been.
You spending too much time away.
Exactly.
You out there trying to sell them cars as a car salesman, and she at home waiting on you.
Well, wait a minute, Jermaine. I ain't selling no cars. I'm delivering them.
Hey, Jermaine got it backwards, don't he?
I know, right?
No, I'm just saying for an example, somebody that's a car salesman.
Yeah, well, they work long hours, but at least they do get the opportunity to come home. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we not even come home, which that brings us to another one of the reasons that could cause a person to be unfaithful. Well, it was the feeling of loneliness. The husband feeling lonely, the wife feeling lonely. They in the same house, but they're distant. They passing, one coming and one going, and I don't think I ever, in any of my relationships with a person, I don't think I ever felt that feeling of feeling loneliness. But my wife used to feel it because she used to tell me, because I used to be gone, on that road. So I just had to make some changes and had to adjust. If I wouldn't adjust, then shoot, we might not be together right now,
Well, gee, I'm glad you said that. I got a question I need to ask you.
All right, here we go.
Now, Jermaine, before I
Here we
ask Gary
go.
this question, I got to play devil's advocate. I always got to do that.
All right.
Somebody got to ask tough questions.
Oh, boy, here we go.
When you was gone, Gary, boy, I tell you. But seriously, when you was gone and you was in the motel at the back of that bunk, what you did when you got kind of horny?
I just held out till I held out till I got home. At that particular point in my life,
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna stop you before you even go there. I'm gonna stop you before you even go there. Nah. Yeah, I already saw where this was going.
Jonathan was your best friend. Lisa Darren was your best friend.
Hey, Jermaine, the people want to know, man.
Well,
They want to know what if Jermaine.
They would rather hear that you were married to Jernigan's Lotion than you were married to another woman.
Hey, Jermaine, the people want to know if he was at the motel looking behind the curtains.
Well, something about me, and I'm gonna be truthful when I say this. Now, not saying that I have not ever tipped out, and I've been married twice, and I have not ever tipped out in both scenarios. We're not gonna say that, but my mentality was, if I'm with somebody, I'm going to the best of my ability. I'm gonna be loyal to that relationship. If I ain't with nobody, then it's free reign. I can do whatever I want to do. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I just don't get about a lot of people. Why be in a relationship if you want to run around with 3 or 4 different women outside of the person that you with? Because when you could just be free and be with whoever you want to be with.
I'm glad you asked that question, Gary Steve. I am so glad you asked that question.
Majority of them, I'm going to say majority. Now, I didn't say all. I said majority of them want their cake and eat it too.
Exactly, Jermaine. Yeah. Exactly. That's why I'm glad he asked that question.
Well, just remember this. Too much cake make you fat. and it could cause diabetes. It cause health issues.
Just get you a diet cake.
It shows satisfy that sweet craving.
Yeah, but what about the hell and hot water you got to deal with after the fact?
Well, if nobody don't know, G, no foul, no harm, right?
Man, there's a saying. There's always a silent listener at every table, and there's always eyes that always see.
Jermaine, what's wrong?
We can't play the devil's advocate, dog. That's all, man. That's all. I don't know nobody think, hey, we get off the show, they be like, yeah, that nigga say weird, boy. Nah, it ain't like that. We just tell it like it is, because one thing that people fail to do is understand other people's opinions, and
right.
They fail to really see other people's perspectives, see it from another perspective, see it from a different side. And I think once you learn to mature and understand stuff like that, I think everybody will be okay, and we'll be able to flow more freely.
Right, exactly. Well, I know another one of the reasons that would encourage a person to be unfaithful was anger or revenge. And I kind of looked a little more in that, and definition I came up with for that. Yeah, anger and revenge. Which one of the definitions that I thought would be very interesting was that the anger or revenge would really the revenge offers a feeling of satisfaction beyond sexual, giving the feeling of power and control. Which I can understand that, because if you've been cheated on, one of the first things you want is you feel like you done lost control of the individual. You done lost control of that relationship. So now you want to get revenge because you want them to feel the pain that you felt, and hopefully that by you cheating on them, it will cause them to line back up and know the feeling and, man, make a decision. I'm not going to do that no more. But, man, that's a tricky situation when you start talking about revenge cheating, because first of all, if you cheating on somebody who was, say, at the point they were tired of the relationship, they wanted to get out, they ain't want to be with you no more, then you go out and just do a revenge cheating, you not really going to hurt that individual because they really wasn't caring to that point anyway. So now you just went out there and you kind of did it on the house for nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Gary.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. But I've been in that situation, G, and I tell you what, I've been on both ends of it, man. That's when you on that other end, boy, and you find out that the joker cheat on you, boy, it's a rough deal, man. I've been in a situation like that, man.
Boy, that junk hurt, boy.
It do hurt, man. I agree with Gary.
It ain't nothing like a man heart that's been broke, dog. I don't know.
Boy.
A woman is built to carry it more, man. But a man, boy, when y'all women hurt us, boy, we hurt like little puppies for real.
Yeah, we hurt, man. Boy, I tell you what, boy. Then too, man, you ever been, I don't know, Jermaine, you've been married for longer than I have. But you ever been in that relationship, bro, where you know it done finally came out, you know your old lady cheating on you, bro. That joker don't come home that night, boy. You laying in that bed in this dog in that room, boy, and the goddamn devil sending all kinds of thoughts in your head, tormenting you, boy.
That sound like some revenge.
You be like, you can't even sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Man, all you be going through your mind, man, all you be thinking about, man, that joker, man, probably busting your old lady up, bro. Oh, man, boy, that's some torment. Man, that is torment. That's torture, bro.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, bro.
Yeah, you right, Jermaine.
Boy, that thing, boy. Ooh, boy, that's some torment there, bro.
You can't get no sleep that night. Right
no
there,
sleep
boy.
at all, boy.
Nah,
I remember one
you
time.
can't sleep when your help me right. That's supposed to be right next to you ain't with you. He helping somebody else me.
And then you know that they seeing somebody else, man. Shoot, boy, one time I was in a situation like that, bro.
That's torture, God.
I couldn't sleep that night, man. I'm getting up, man, pacing, walking the floor, man. Try to lay down, go to sleep, can't go to sleep, man. Try to read the Bible, man. I called the pastor at the particular church we were going to that night. Hey, boy, that thing had me, boy. Hey, so that joker talking about, well, maybe she just went to the store to get something to drink. I'm like, yeah, like, come on, bro, really? He's like, hey, I was just trying to lighten the mood for you.
Pastor, she ain't at your house.
Trying to add a bright side. Oh, boy. Shoot. Boy. Hey, you ever been there, Jermaine?
That ain't no joke, dog. That's a sick feeling, man.
You ever been there?
Man, I think that's why I'm able to speak from the place that I speak from, dog. I don't pass judgment on nobody, on no relationship, because it all boils down to the communication. Truly and really, dog. It boils down to communication. Women speak a different language from men. Men speak a different language from women. And to get everybody to coexist, you know what I'm saying? What's the book? Women from Mars, men from Venus, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, you got two different backgrounds. You got two different histories.
Yeah.
You got two different upbringings that's trying to come together and coexist. And we are not going to think on the same level. And
at the same time, we both still learning our individual self.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right about that, Jermaine.
We still maturing. Everybody's still maturing. Ain't nobody. The minute you stop growing is the minute you die.
Right, exactly. Well, you're gonna constantly forever be growing.
Yeah, in a relationship, you're right about that. Yeah, in a relationship, you're gonna constantly be growing. But boy, Jermaine,
yeah, because what? Her body changes, your body changes.
Yeah, boy, Jermaine, I'm like Gary. Boy, I was in that situation before. Boy, I tell you what, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I lost some weight.
Hey, you remember that song by Michael Jackson? She Out of My Life? And that joker had that verse talking about, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Joker say he don't know whether to live or die. Yeah. The joker said, cut like a knife.
Cut deep, boy. I tell you that much, man. I tell you.
That's just real tough. That's it, real.
Boy,
Man, that's why where I'm at right now with me and my wife, man, I ain't cheating at all.
Nah.
If anybody gonna cheat,
Nah, man.
it's gonna be her. I ain't doing it, bro. It's too much to go along with it, man. So, man, I ain't trying to do that, Jermaine.
Exactly. Well, what about I got another one written down here, Jermaine. Commitment issues or fear of commitment. Think about that. That could be a byproduct of cheating, causing someone to go outside the relationship. Commitment issues.
A fear of commitment in a relationship that's been around for a minute. I mean, that must be when you say fear of commitment.
Well, you got some people, bro, that just they are in relationships, but every time they feel like they getting close to the person, they'll try to do something to mess it up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I know exactly what you're saying. Now that's real because, like you said, that different background. It sounds like that person is coming from a place of hurt already. They already hurt, and they don't want to allow you to get close to them. So they tuck their feelings away.
Right. So, and which it seems crazy, but I've heard of situations to where a person say they cheated because the relationship was getting too serious and they needed to create something to make it back up, or they just didn't want that commitment. I don't get it, but I haven't been through that individual. Right, I haven't been through what that individual been through.
Well, gee, you know what? Whoever said that, you need to get them on the show. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them right now, boy.
You know what?
That's a crazy way of trying to get her to back up. You ain't going to the back up. She's going to leave the house.
Yeah. Okay, but think about it. Okay, look at it from this point of view. If you've been in a lot of relationships or a few relationships, and when you giving your all to a person and you giving them your heart, and then they go out and break up with you or do something to hurt you, that's going to create a fear of commitment. So from that point on, once you start seeing the relationship look like it's coming toward that level to where you are about to start losing your emotional control and giving in to the person, you try to do something to sabotage the situation, the relationship.
I personally don't know anybody like that, Gary, but I'm sure, I guess it can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's scary right there.
Exactly. Well, another one I wrote down was low self-esteem, which I really didn't understand how that could affect the relationship or affect somebody cheating. So I wrote a definition to come along with that, which is say low self-esteem can give rise to jealousy and insecurity in a relationship. You may question worthiness to your partner and believe that it is a fluke that they like you. As such, it is normal for people with low self-esteem to expect their partner may be attracted to someone else or fear they will leave the relationship.
Man, that's real right there. But you know what?
That's heavy too.
It is, Jermaine. But on the other end, I used to like them girls with low self-esteem, Jermaine.
May I ask why, pray tell?
I'm glad you asked.
A prime candidate for something.
Jermaine, I'm glad he asked me that question right there. Man, when they was back in the day when they had low self-esteem, it was easy pickings for me. I could pull the wool on their eyes real fast, and they won't even blink. They don't know what hit them. So that's kind of why I used to like them with low self-esteem. Like my partner said, you give them a little cigarette money, they'll be all right, you know.
Oh boy. Well, Jermaine, I got.
I mean,
one.
I think I want. Let me put this in on that one. Okay. What you think could have built that low self-esteem? Okay. Say for example, we don't have no knowledge sometimes that maybe your wife's been soft. Maybe you watching, maybe the women that you compliment on TV, that will indirectly give her low self-esteem because she don't look like that model that you see on TV. So she hear you saying, oh man, she look nice, she's fine. So that's killing your wife's self-esteem because she thinking that, well, dang, maybe I'm not enough. Now, you ain't saying this to her, but you don't know what's going through her head.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now she done cheated on you because she felt that you didn't appreciate her or didn't think that she was the woman that you wanted her to be.
Yeah, I can see that. Matter of fact, I was watching.
I'm just saying the different ways of how that self-esteem could get dropped, and you don't even know it.
Right, and we could be, and like you said, with that type of situation, you could actually be unconsciously doing that. And to prove your point, we was watching this show just last night called P Valley. I ain't gonna tell you what the P stand for. It's a Showtime. I think it's on Showtime. But it's about the strip club owner trying to save his strip club from going into foreclosure and losing it. And there was this one lady on there, man, nice looking, red bone, nice little petite. Had a nice little petite body, and my wife had asked me the question. She said, "You want to watch this show? You like this show because of her?" So that goes back to what you just said. You know, she probably figuring that I'm looking at this other individual, which she was nice looking, but matter of fact, she come out the pattern of my wife. That little slim, trim body, you know, pretty face, but my wife is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's not why I was looking at the show, but in her mind, that's the way she received me watching the show. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Sound like to me, G. You shouldn't even been watching that show right there. There's a lot of other things on TV to watch in the strip club.
Hey, it was entertainment,
You know what
man.
I'm saying, Jermaine?
Yeah, entertainment.
He getting himself in trouble, Jermaine.
Nah, man. My old lady already know, bro. We ain't going down that road, bro. That's the in the Bible what it say, Jermaine? That's the broad and narrow path. Nah, bro. No, that's the broad and wide path.
Y'all take the narrow, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the narrow. But hey, I got one that I would have never imagined as I was looking up these reasons. I would never imagine, and I actually never heard of it before. And it's called low emotional intelligence. Is a reason that could cause a spouse to be unfaithful. Have you ever heard of that? Low emotional intelligence. You ever heard of that, Jermaine? Or T?
That sounds like something made up to me.
All right.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that. With low IQ.
Yeah.
He was on the yellow bus.
Well, okay. Well,
on the short bus.
Well, let me tell you what low emotional intelligence consists of. There are several different types of intelligence in the world, including emotional intelligence, which I did not know that there was such a thing as emotional intelligence, which is vital for sustaining a happy, healthy relationship with another person. According to this guy, Matt Ritchie, people with low emotional intelligence might be more inclined to cheating. Emotional intimacy or intelligence is essential for a healthy relationship, and while it cannot guarantee fidelity, it does stand a relationship in good stead. How often we have heard someone say, "They just don't understand me." It sounds like a cliche, but often it has its base in truth. The person doing the cheating feels unheard, unseen, but they are perhaps not communicating the way they should, and so, of course, are not understood. So, in other words, have you ever been in a situation with your wife and she told you, "You just don't understand me"? That's what that is saying.
Several times in both marriages.
Well, shoot, that's everything. Yeah, that's all the time. Shoot, yeah.
Man.
Everybody go through that.
Exactly. But I guess
How many times we sit back and look at her and be like, "She just don't get it."
But I guess you can go through it to a point to where you just feel so misunderstood that you just feel like, what's the point of me being in this relationship? Because my spouse or my partner does not understand me. So now you out talking to the opposite sex and you find somebody that seems like they understand you.
Yeah, but that ain't good either, G.
Well, no, it ain't. But, you know.
So that's that emotional, what you called it? Low emotional, what is it?
Low emotional intelligence.
Anytime talking to the opposite
he pulled the
sex.
rabbit out of the hat when he named that one.
Yeah.
Low emotional intelligence.
But, man, you know what? Anytime you talking to the opposite sex.
I get it, but, man, come on.
Yeah.
Baby, you look at your wife and like, I think my baby's suffering from low emotional intelligence.
Well, now I'm just saying it kind of piqued my interest because I have heard that several times. You just don't understand me. You just don't understand what I'm saying, you know. And they do get frustrated, just like we get frustrated when we trying to explain something to them. When we trying to explain something to them, they don't understand us. You know, that is a little frustrating at times.
My wife be like, My wife be like, well, why don't you just tell me?
Well, you know what? Sometimes now you got some people people in the relationship that have a one-track mind. You could be absolutely telling them the truth about the situation, but they still gonna believe the way they believe, regardless of what you say.
Yep, you're right, G.
Yep.
So I guess what do you do about that one? Let's see what else we got on this. We got selfishness, only thinking about oneself and individual needs. Weight gain of your partner, which there's a lot of relationships with those two right there, especially that weight gain one, bro. Man, the spouse gained a little more weight than they had when you first met. They ain't unattractive no more, so that could create a whole mess of problems, especially between the male and the female, because the male is looking at the wife and, oh man, she ain't sexy as she used to be, and he not feeling attracted to her like he once did, and then the female looking at herself and like, man, I ain't as sexy as I used to be, and it creates low self-esteem in her.
A little more cushion for the pushing for me.
Yeah, that's what they say. I guess that's the way around when your wife asks the question, do I look like I'm gaining weight?
You always say no. Unequivocally,
Man.
Jermaine, no.
Man, look at exactly. No doubt. Man, you got these women sitting back looking at you saying the same thing. It ain't always the woman. I mean, the man. From the man perspective, that woman saying that, dang, baby, your stomach getting big.
Well,
dang, baby, your chest ain't as big as it used to be.
Well, I tell you what, Jermaine, I'm glad you brought that up, because we got an ab challenge going on, me and a couple, about 6 or 7 other fellas. And I'm going to tell you what brought that ab challenge up. One day, we were home watching TV, me and the missus. And, man, I got to admit, bro, man, this cat, it was a Tyler Perry play. I gotta admit, this cat was cut up, bro. Man, that cat came out there on that stage, and man, my goddamn wife talking about, talking about, And I kind of looked down at my stomach, and I was like,
how you know what she was talking about, Gary? She might have been talking about his package.
Oh man.
Jermaine, she might not have been talking about it.
You know what, man? I'm not even gonna put my baby in that category.
I mean, come on, Doc. I mean, my wife see dudes on TV that's buffed and fit, man. Yeah. What does that do to you, though, Gary? So it challenges you to say, okay, let me lose some weight. Let me knock some of this stomach out, because I can't see it no more.
I mean, I'm not that type of person that is gonna go to my head and create any jealousy or anything like that, because, man, I learned over the years, bro, it's always gonna be somebody out there, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how sexy you think you are, no matter how cut up or ripped you are, there's gonna always be somebody out there that look better than you. And if you gonna live your life, like and with that mindset, and man, you in for a world of trouble. You in for a world of just misery, bro. So look, man, that's not something that I worry about. I'm not gonna let my mind go into those places to steal my peace from that situation. I've created a good bond with my wife. We have a good relationship. Of course, I done put on a little bit of stomach over the years, but, it is what it is, bro.
Well, Jermaine, it ain't going to make no difference if Gary put on a little stomach.
I'm still small, though.
Yeah,
I'm still small, yeah. But now, when you see me with clothes on, I don't look like I got no stomach.
Yeah.
But see, that nakedness, that's a different story, bro. Shoot.
Jermaine, I'm sure when Lena see Gary naked, she ain't looking at his stomach. So you ain't got to worry about that.
Oh, boy. Well, I got another one, Jermaine. What about another reason for cheating? And this one is for men. This one for men only. Sometimes just because it's available. Just because the being able to get the sex is available to the man. It's easy accessible. It's just there. It's available. What you think?
I don't know, T. You better talk to Alan.
Hey, man, well, I'm going to tell you what, Jermaine.
I mean, because T, the way, what would you do to you in that situation? If you knew that it was readily available and it's hot and it's ready for you, how would you handle it?
Well, Jermaine, again, I'm glad you asked that question.
Because
I was in a situation like that. Man, Jermaine, let me tell you what, that was the worst mistake of my life. You hear me, man? It was ready and available, but it was so stinking sloppy, man.
Man, come on, man. Man, come on, man.
Man, let me tell you what, I regretted doing that.
Man, you see that? But we know him.
Oh, man, boy, he sure took it somewhere I didn't expect. All right? Oh, boy.
Jermaine, it wasn't even worth it, bro. Seriously.
But, Jermaine, you
Wasn't
never,
worth it, man.
You've never, I just because the fact that it was available, the door was open for me, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I have. Because it was
You
easy.
walk right in that door when it opens.
It was easy accessible. You know, it wasn't, I ain't have to struggle for it or anything. It was just easy accessible. So I think, I feel, and I think that a lot of times for a lot of men, they fall into it because it's just simply available to get.
How was it, G?
I don't know, man. I can't remember.
That's how you know it wasn't no good, Jermaine. Exactly what I just said.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of times. It's just been available. It was just there, you know.
I mean, the truth is that it do present itself, and like my wife even told me, and like I already know that you got women out here that are attracted to married men.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
They want them a married woman because they looking at it as they ain't got no baggage and they ain't got nothing to deal with. They just want the deal and then they go.
Yeah.
It's best, man, just to keep walking, bro.
Yeah,
now that we know we more mature, we know, man, nah.
We have to turn down some of
them. Yeah, man.
Sure,
I'm turning down all of it, man.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm
bro.
turning down
all of them. I just feel it like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It ain't even worth it, Jermaine. You know, we a lot more mature now too, man. You know what I mean? So, nah.
Yeah, see, back in the day, my wood used to be universal. It fit all and every one of them. But now it only fit one vagina, and that's my wife.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
And you know what, man? It's been so many years, bruh. Man, that I done been with another female outside of my wife, man. I think it'll probably feel funny.
I know,
it wouldn't
man.
even
You know,
feel
I was
right.
thinking that too,
It's been so many years, man. But
yeah, I said I'm a virgin when it comes down to that. Like,
exactly. And
I'm scared. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm glad you said that word, scared. You remember back in the day, man, when Joker be young, bro, and Joker be talking about, nigga, you scared of cat. You scared of that cat. Man, Joker be like, nigga, I ain't scared. Well, shoot, I tell you what, the age I'm in now, I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
Only one I ain't scared of is that one that's on my wife. I ain't scared of that one. But the other ones outside of that, bro, I'm scared, bro. I got peace. See, that's the thing. I have peace in my household now. And the hell that I went through in the past to get this peace that I have now, I ain't finna let nothing destroy that, because I had to go through a lot of hell to get the peace that I got now. So ain't nobody, no female, gonna make me destroy that.
Everybody might clap for that one right there.
Yeah, you know what?
Now y'all want to clap and chill. The man upstairs.
Well, shoot, man, Jermaine, T, I think our time running out, man. We just on it, hit the tip of the iceberg. We still got a lot more about this cheating that we're gonna talk about. Next show, when we come back, the question will begin with: do you believe cheating is addictive, like drug usage? Can it be a way that people or individuals cope with problems and stress? That's what we're gonna pick up from next week. We love y'all. From the Majestic Mike, peace. Y'all have a good one.
Hey.